Hi everyone. If you are new here, welcome to Ornately Yours. If you are not new here, welcome back friends and family. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be using some polymer clay. In this video I will pop in a few times just to explain the process I use to make my polymer clay jewellery. Other than that, just sit back and relax, and hopefully I will be able to give you some inspiration for your own jewellery or other projects. If you have any questions, just give me a shout out in the comments below, and hopefully I can answer them for you. So the slab that I'll be making today is the Checkers. I don't know whether you've seen on my Instagram. Go over and check it out if you've not seen it. I use a ceramic tile for the polymer clay to stick to. It just makes it a bit easier to be able to slice and move it around without having to pick it up and putting all your fingerprints on it. I use a pasta machine to get it to the same thickness, and all of the pieces that you'll see here to go on top of the slab will be the same thickness. I think that's on a number 4 on my pasta machine. Also, you see here that I'm going to be using some pigment powders that give it a bit of a shimmer, change the colour slightly, gives it a little bit of interest, and all I use is like a brush, just a soft brush, as you can see, just placing it all over the slab. This takes a little bit of time, so I won't make you go through all of this. I will fast forward and you can just sit back and relax and have a look at the process, and I'll be back to you shortly. Okay, now that that's done, we're just going to take it off the tile. Look at that colour, beautiful shimmer on there. We're going to start going on to the next piece, which is the red one. We're just putting on just a different colour, so again I won't put you through the whole process of that, but this is gorgeous. This is just a beautiful colour, and I love these pigment powders. I got them from Temu. I'll try and link them if I can. I haven't sort of worked out that part of it yet, but I'm doing my best. Definitely will try and do that for you, but look at that colour, just amazing. So I'll be back soon. Enjoy. Okay, now it's time to get the base all sorted. As you can see, I do put the polymer clay onto just normal computer paper. One, it helps to stop it from getting too sticky, and another, when I burnish the polymer clay onto the ceramic tile, I want to try and get rid of as many of the fingerprints as I can, and then just moving them into position for the next step, which is putting everything together. I do use a blade for this, just a normal blade. I just got at Bunnings. There are lots of different blades that you can use for polymer clay out there. For the moment, this is what I'm using. Works for me. The slices that I'm going to be doing for this creation they are quite small, sometimes hard to see, and it can be a little bit difficult to get them all the same width. I would say maybe 2 mil in width. The majority of the time they will stick to the blade itself, which makes it so much easier, which is why I'm sort of burnishing them down onto another tile that's a shiny surface, so it makes it a little bit easier. I'm just going to cut the ends that I'm going to start with evenly so that they're all sort of start on an even base, and then I'll place them over onto the black base that I'm going to be using for this slab. So just clean it up as much as you can at the edges and then go ahead and transfer them. You'll see what I'm doing here in just a second. The first one's always the hardest because the rest you can kind of push onto the previous one. So you can see me sort of struggle here a little bit to get the first piece down, but you know, more often than not, it's a lot easier than what you might think. So I'll go through the process here, and I'll just pop in and out and explain what I'm doing if need be, but you can sort of see where I'm going with this and see the process of what I'm doing, and I'll be back. Okay, we've got that part of the base done. I've mixed up from some scraps that I had from the polymer clay another base through I think a number 5 on my pasta machine, and we're just going to do the same thing as we did for the stripes, but now we're going to make the checkers. So you can do your checkers any way you like, obviously, and you know, go left and then go right, then go left, then go right. But for me, I'm just going to keep going to the right, and then once I get to a certain point, I will go back down to the left, and I'll just keep zigzagging all the way up. You'll see what I mean as I go along. I'll put some music on and let you just have a look at my process. Okay, so we're at the point now where I'm going to go back the other way, like indicated. Yay me. And so I'll just take the pieces and go back the other way. As you can see, it's demonstrated. So it's quite a simple process, but gives you a really beautiful look in the end. So sit back and watch the rest, and I'll be back with you soon. Okay, now that we're done with the zigzagging all the way up there, I'm just going to lift it up and just put it on a ceramic tile. And what I'm going to do next is just grab a piece of just computer paper, normal paper. There's nothing special about it. And just going to burnish the pattern onto the backing, just giving it a bit of a push down with the rolling pin. I do give it a bit of a roll and stretch it out a little bit, not a hell of a lot. Don't want to distort the pattern that we've just spent time doing, and I'll clean it up and cut off all the edges, and we'll have our final result of our slab that we can start cutting our shapes from. And there's our beautiful zigzag checker piece that we can start cutting our shapes from. Now when I do a piece like this that takes a little bit of time to get together, I like to choose my shapes wisely and try and use up as much as I can from the slab that we just made. I also like to use the metal cutters rather than the plastic ones. They tend to be a little bit easier to use, and they also make a clean. So I'll just loosen up the slab from the ceramic tile and make my cuts and transfer them onto a tray, or sometimes I just use the ceramic tile and just move that to the tray for putting in the oven, and then I'll bake them off. I also, before I do bake them, I make the holes for all the hardware to go through to make the earrings. Okay, now that I've cut all the shapes out, I'll just move them so they're not completely stuck to the ceramic tile. I'll put them in the oven at 120 degrees Celsius for about an hour, and then just turn the oven off and let them cool in the oven. After they've been baked, I will put a coat of resin on them, UV resin, and then put the hardware on, and they're all done. I will show you a picture of the final result. I did not film putting the hardware on. I apologise for that, but I will do that next time. But I hope you enjoy the final result, and thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and if you've got any ideas about what you'd like to see me do next, I'm all ears. That would be awesome. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.